ready.
Every day you get up and pray or not to thank the Lord. I was doing like 5 years in that church. Now I'm having this
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. That's part of it. Well, I think that is a part of what we do here is we are amongst ourselves. Something about the Spirit that we talk about in this place. And I think that is just super cool. I want to welcome everybody here today again for our Sunday experience, as is coming to be known. It truly is an experience, and one that historically I know that just about every one of us has found celebration in sharing what we have here with others who come to visit and stay with us. I also want to welcome the Pathlighters and all those who are visiting with us this morning online. And my name is Thom Allen, and we are glad to have India Taylor providing our music again today. Thank you for being with us.
Always nice to be here.
And the feeling is so mutual. You don't have to go around and ask. There's just evidence of it. I know that sometimes there's people that stop musicians on the way out with a personal thank you. And we try to make sure that the music that we play is meaningful to what we do and our common grasp on our place in this God's universe. So we're going to stand and sing our joy song, number 159, Confident Living. Words on the screen.
Tom, that's not what I have. I've got number 120, Happiness is Found Within.
Oh, well, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Okay.
It's I missed something when I did my proofreading this week. So, yes, the song is Happiness is Found Within. So let's join together.
Happiness is found within. Happiness I'm bound to win. I can change my thoughts from moving on to gladness. Happiness is found within. Happiness is found within. Joy is part of me. It is my very nature. Happiness is found with. Happiness is found with. Happiness is found within. We search and seek in outer ways to find our happiness. But when we turn to power within, we turn from no to yes. So I can change my mind today. Change my thoughts to good and say, joy is part of me. It is my very nature. Happiness is found with. Happiness is found with. Happiness is found within.
All right, rousing little piece of music for me. It gets me every time. Thank you very much. So if this is your first time with us, please signify by letting us bring you into full view of the rest of us. If there's anyone here for the first time, we always like to let you know that you are one of us. We'd like everyone to know who you are. I've not seen anybody for the first time, so I guess we're moving right along. Inside your bulletin, your order of service, is a prayer request form for any prayer requests you may have. And they don't have to be in there already. Anytime between now and the end of service, you're welcome to put your prayer in the prayer box. And our own prayer team prays over them for a week. And then we send them on to Kansas and the home offices where we have silent unity. And silent unity will then pray over them for an additional month. And so where else are you going to get this volume of prayer support? This is a great way to do it. So we have some announcements, and I want to let you know that Daily Word booklets are on the desk in the back in the little staged little compartmented thing. For September, October, please feel to take one at no charge. Of course, if you haven't had a chance to get one. And let's see, we will be, this is our last day of the month, so you can take the jackets with you. We normally keep them for during the month and reuse them throughout the month, but you're welcome to take them home. They're a nice handy little way to review the what the sermons or messages or topics were throughout the month. Now, we're always collecting dry goods, toiletries, canned goods to pass on to various groups in Boerne to help out those in need. And you probably noticed on your way in, we have the blue bin container filling up as we speak. Always you can drop something in there for those who might be a little less fortunate than ourselves. And I want to let you know that every Sunday morning we still have our our Sunday morning book discussion. And remind me again, what is the one you're covering today? Is it Practicing the Presence?
Yes.
Yes. By Joel Goldsmith, and this is not the first book that that the group has gone over by Joel Goldsmith. But you're invited to come in for coffee, tea, snacks if they've been brought along. They'll be available. Stimulating conversation, talk a little bit, read a little bit, talk a lot. Okay, your perspective on what we just read is important to each other person in the group. We grow that way. We learn from each other, and we are, after a fashion, each the hand of God helping one another in that respect. And it's always a wonderful time that folks have in the morning. So if you're not getting our emails weekly, you can certainly sign up. There are various things you can sign up for in the back, including things to help out with our services. We appreciate that. So there's several sign-in sheets back there. Choose what you'd like to be helpful with, and remember that I think, at least in my personal view and the way I grew up, is that stewardship is an important part of family activity, especially in your church setting. And we are blessed to have a number of people here, but we don't like to let them hog all the spotlight. So if you'd like to contribute, we're more than happy to fit you in and bring you in as one of the rotating people who come up here and do worship assistant or the daily word or something like that. And we have several people who do different things and manage different events during the week. We have several ongoing activities via Zoom and Google. What is the name of it?
Pathlighters Thursday 7. Have you run at 8 o'clock?
At 8 o'clock on Thursdays, we have the Pathlighters, which is group prayer, and a very powerful way to do your prayer work and get others to support your prayers at the same time. They come together for a common purpose. We also have book study at 7 p.m. this evening. The Infinite Way is the book being studied right now, and then we have two or three Course in Miracles groups that go on right now. There are two being led on Monday evening, 7 p.m., Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Those are led by Bob Patterson, a long-time friend, associate, and member of the church. Reverend Jay's Wednesday class is currently on hiatus, hold for until next month, but oh my goodness, that's just less than a week away. So we'll get more information with that next week.
Yeah.
And so login information for these groups is in your order of service. You can also find links on our Facebook page. And with that said, I think it is now time for the daily word, and I invite our friend Ricardo to the stage.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Daily Word. As we quietly and gently prepare for the reading of the daily word, we remember that we are in spirit with millions of daily word readers in churches throughout the world. The Christ candle is lit as a reminder of the Spirit of God within all of us, which we call the Christ within. The word for today is harmony. The affirmation is, harmony is the song of my life. Harmony is an integral part of music, adding layers of intricacy and depth. Without harmony and rhythm, a musical composition would be more than a dissonant cacophony. With the resolution of each chord and the synchronization of every note, a symphony can touch my soul with peace. Similarly, my soul finds peace as I seek a chord in my relationships and every interaction I have. From a place of love and tranquility, I bring compassion to every situation. With the give and take of compromise, I build understanding and trust. I approach every interaction with faith and the expectation of a harmonious result, harmonizing my mind and heart with the world around me. I welcome and do my part to create goodwill, meaning, and beauty. The scripture comes from Romans 12:16. Live in harmony with one another. Thank you. My name is Ricardo Hernandez. And welcome to you.
Thank you.
So, if we could then jump on to the next item, which is our miracle moment. If you read with together on the screen. Christ is the light of my mind, illumined by my thoughts. Christ is the love of my heart, compassionate are my words. Christ is the strength of my hands, helpful are my knees. Christ is the power of my legs, effortlessly I walk his path. Christ is the understanding of my eyes, pure is my vision. Christ is me, my all. Christ is all I see. All right, could we stand and sing our celebration song, Onward, Ever Onward.
Onward, ever onward, marching evermore, with love's healing message declared to the fore. To our only standard, we can have no foe. Forward, ever forward, see love's banner go. Onward, ever onward, marching evermore, with love's healing message ever reaching evermore with love's healing message ever to the fore.
Thank you very much. Please remain standing as we go through the miracle moment. Opening prayer. Together.
Unity of Boerne is a vibrant, loving, spiritual community, providing sacred space for personal growth. We honor and celebrate the Christ within all people.
And now, please be seated. For the affirmation and prayer request. Thank you.
Wonderful energy in here this morning. Y'all are light. You feel it's wonderful. I believe in letting you all have time to write your prayer requests if you haven't put them in the box yet. And if I have someone bring that box to me, and if, in the meantime, if you have a prayer request that you need to write and put it in the box, we'll wait for that. Otherwise, I invite you to assume the attitude of contemplation, visualization, affirmation for the highest good of those who have needs reflected, placed in this box. Our love heals together. Sweet loving presence, the one that gives freely of bounty, the one who heals our wounds, and binds us up and sets us on our path again. We approach you now, knowing that you've never left the lives of us or the ones that are represented in this box. We affirm that your perfect will is being done right now, right here. We affirm the love that we are and the love that we come from. And we ask that it bless the gamut of emotions that are represented in this box, the human situations. Someone's heart is breaking right now. We ask that you be with that person. Someone is celebrating right now. We ask also your presence. We invoke it. We know it. And through knowing it, it is it, the thing, the wonder, the majesty of your presence. Thank you with abundant, grateful hearts. And so it is.
I chose this traditional spiritual to go with today's message because if we are going to use the golden key, we're going to have our mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed
Good morning.
Good morning.
One of the things that I love about my work is that I get to revisit things in my life that meant so much, and hopefully they make a difference in yours. This morning I want to revisit something that is the foundation of unity, of new thought, of what we're here to celebrate. I was going to do this message sometime in the summer, and for some reason it was put off or we had to change it, and I really wanted to look forward to this because it means so much in my life, and I think it will in yours, or it has. Perhaps you're familiar. If you are familiar with The Golden Key by Emmet Fox, would you raise your hand? Some of you have read this and been blessed by it. And I'd like to extrapolate that this morning into something more, something bigger in our experience, because as you know, this book is about 9 or 10 pages. Emmet Fox was a very succinct, direct, and to the point author and minister. He was a pharmacist before he began the ministry, which was loosely based in divine science. He was a great friend of Unity. He was a friend of the Religious Science Institute in California. And he lectured in the hall, I think it was Carnegie Hall in New York City, and he had quite a following every Sunday. And to me, it was well deserved, because he took the principles that we can sometimes make so full of words and concepts and brought them home directly and to the point. What is the Golden Key? I can tell you in my life, the time that I learned about it and used it. I was the business manager of a Unity church in 1997 that was formed with Catherine Ponder and a minister named Reverend Mary Ann Bowers. It was the second Unity church in San Antonio, and we were very, very small, but we were powerful, and it grew. And one of the things that Dr. Ponder emphasized was that we must walk our talk, that she believed every single word. I learned a lot from her. She believed every single word of what she wrote. I respected that integrity. I came to understand how she was able to plant churches in her lifetime, and they would just grow because she had the intention, the heart, she had the understanding of what makes a spiritual community viable and vibrant. We know the Golden Key means to stop thinking about our difficulty, whatever it may be, and think about God, whatever we conceive God to be. Dr. Ponder said we stop thinking about the fact that we're new or we're in competition with anyone in this city. We think about what we have to offer, what we are here for. And her missions, her mission statement was, we are open, willing, ready, and receptive to receive those who find truth within our doors. I'll never forget it. And there were a couple times that she even had me preach, even though I was the business manager, because she, I guess, saw something like Jack Bowen had seen earlier. I know I resisted this. I resisted the ministry for a long time until I couldn't. And the one thing that I was very sure of, it dropped like thunder in me, was I was supposed to be in ministry. And I literally said, God help me. And God helped me. And God helped me through the years. And the way that I get that help today was the same way that Dr. Ponder and I and Mary Ann discussed it many years ago. It was to stop thinking about whatever is troubling you or me and think about the highest concept you have of the divine, of God, of truth, of light, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe that God has an ego and wants to be called by the word God. Spirit, love, principle. We know in the Bible there are lots of names for God. Jehovah Jireh. We go right down the line, the bright morning star. It doesn't matter the name. It matters the intent. The intention of your heart this morning, and the intention of my heart this morning, is to impart the idea that it doesn't matter what you say as much as what you intend. Words are twice removed from reality. In ministerial school, I learned from a man named Alfred Korzybski, who lived a long time ago, who wrote General Semantics, that we very rarely can say what we mean. Our heart is maybe screaming something, and our words come out in a conventional way because that's the way we've been taught to talk. But there are some things that only the heart understands. The heart connects. Hopefully I connect with you and you with me. It is above words. It is above convention, tradition, and any of the other things that we consider, quote, church to be. This morning, you may have something that's troubling you for a long time. I know that those that tune in online have actually even written me emails about things that they feel they can't get past, that they feel like they're not worthy, or that they've made a mistake that has to trouble them and follow them the rest of their life. Through the Golden Key, we know that we can instantaneously dissolve that kind of thinking and set ourselves up on the high road. What is your highest conception of God this morning? What is divinity to you? What do you call on when you pray? What kind of difficulty are you seeking surcease and relief from this morning? We all have it. We all have it by nature of being human and in this body. I suggest the following. When you come to that point that you have felt like, I can't get anywhere with this on my own, I need help. Abba was what Jesus called his Father. Daddy, help. We understand that we are children of an infinite, and in all of our hearts, there's a heart of children. There's an innocence. It may be covered over by time, but it's there. And the heart instinctively reaches out and says, Dad, help. Mom, help. And that's what we do in our own way, but we're so sophisticated that we have to put a lot of $10 words around it. And we think that it makes it more understandable. In the heart of man a cry, and the heart of God supply. That's an old metaphysical saying that I love. There is nothing that you have to beg. There's nothing that you have to plead for. The abundance that you want is yours for the taking. It depends whether you come before the presence of God in the consciousness of holding a small container, or if your heart and your arms are this big and say, I want this much blessing. It's the same principle, the same amount. It's all been given already. Everything God is going to do, God has done. Excuse me. There's nothing that you can want in good and love in your life that you cannot have by a change in your consciousness. And how do we do that? We forgive. I've gone through that so many times standing up here. To forgive is everything. Metaphysics without forgiveness is valueless. The next thing that you do is embody the wish. You go before this presence inside and you say, I want, and you name it. I need, and you name it. And you step back. You don't outline. You don't tell the presence how to do this. You say, I need this or something better. I stand in front of you with my heart and my mind open, and I'm ready to receive. You get the idea that pleading or grasping good is not what you have to do. You have to simply be open, ready, receptive, willing, able, releasing those things that don't work for you, and you know what they are. Some of the hardest things that we go through in life are the things we put ourselves through. We can be our own worst enemies by holding on to outdated concepts. And Dr. Fox knew this and didn't put a complicated formula together about reaching good. It was simply stop thinking about the problem, whatever it may be, and think about God instead. What do you conceive God to be this morning? Do you conceive this power to be on your side? Do you believe that it is there, malleable to your thought? Because everything you do has its antecedent in a thought. And every thought you have produces a feeling. And that feeling produces an emotion, and emotions produce a life. Wouldn't it be nice if we could sit back and be more rational before we react? If we could consult that presence within us that knows, instead of letting our personality sort of run amok and take it us where it wants to go. We're going to go towards the dominant thought patterns that we hold, regardless of the outer situation. This morning, I'm asking you to step back the very genesis of you and say, if I want something different, I need to embody something different. It's not that you need to change who you are. You need to realize who you are. You are a divine, beloved child of the Most High. And you are heir to everything that God said you are heir to. And when you seek first the kingdom, all good things will be added unto you. And the way you do this is through your willingness and your intention. Intention means everything in this movement called New Thought. When we intend to be loving no matter what happens, even if we aren't, we have set and tilled the ground for good to come. Because it allows for the fact that we're going to slip here and there by virtue of our humanity. But our intention is loving. Our intention is for the best. But if we say, I must think only positive thoughts, we're going to fail, because that isn't the way this planet is set up. We can't think positively every thought. We're going to have some things affect us around us. Intention. Gary Zukav wrote in The Seed of the Soul, not only one chapter on intention, but two. And it was brilliant. It was the idea that I intend no harm towards any living thing, especially myself. I love the way that he phrased that. It's a way of default resetting yourself to the way you were born. All the junk that we learn as we grow up and older, and that follows us in our life, could be so easily transmuted to a wonderful spiritual alchemy if we just made the decision to choose once again. Choice is the great thing we're given here. People can take everything from you, but your power to choose. I remember the golden key in my life. And I now look back at it, not only with Dr. Ponder and the church we formed, but using it in Indianapolis, Indiana, when a policeman was behind me. I decided to golden key on I forget the highway that goes right into Indianapolis. It was very dark, and those lights appeared out of nowhere, and I was kind of fresh to this speaking circuit, and my mind was on other things, and to be honest about it, I had a car that boasted the fact that it had a North Star system, V864. I don't know if you all remember that or not, but I was actually testing it out, and I was a little heavy on the accelerator. An Indiana State Trooper saw that. So I decided that I would golden key right then and there. And he walked up to me and he said, you've got an out-of-state license plate and you're kind of going pretty fast. I said, I don't even know how fast I was going. He said, you were at 88 miles an hour. That surprised me. I was golden keying the heck out of things right that I didn't know about. I was thinking of what I was going to talk about and what I was going to do at Unity of Indianapolis. And I said, well, I had this car and I love it, and I was trying to see what it'll do, and I really will back it down. And he said, where are you going this late? I said, well, I'm headed to the Marriott, but I'm going to deliver a speech at Unity of Indianapolis. And he said, you're a minister? I said, no, I'm a public speaker. So he disappeared with the paperwork, as they often do, and make that long wait with the lights going around and around. Well, I'm really golden keying right now. I'm saying, God, I'm thinking about those lights. I'm not thinking about all that. I'm thinking about you. And I need you right now because I don't want a traffic ticket in another state. He came back and he said, whatever you're doing, just do it a little slower. Welcome to Indiana and go on and have a wonderful trip. What a nice, wonderful person. What if I had said, oh no, and cursed and did all the things that people do when you got a policeman behind you, this is slowing me down. I'm glad he slowed me down. I didn't need to be going 88 miles an hour. But it was also an intention. I believe the vibration in me reached the vibration in that state trooper. He made my trip to the beautiful state of Indiana and Brown County that much nicer. And you know what I decided to do? To really watch my speed, because he had been so kind. And throughout that whole trip, I was able to remember that act of kindness. Golden key. Think about God rather than the problem. Think about what you want to manifest and what you want to leave behind. What do you want your life to say about you? That you consulted the lowest in you? That you consulted everyone else out here? And that may be good, but they're not going to know the things that only the heart in you knows. The God presence in you knows. That's intimately equated with you and loves you beyond measure. This morning I want to remind you of that. In this 9-10 page little book, the answer lies for the beginning of a brand new life. I speak to that because we have so many that tune into us that are new to our movement. We're going to go more deeply into metaphysics this upcoming year. Right now, I have been casting the widest net I can for those that tune in to want to know about our lovely, beautiful, wonderful way of life. And I hope that they receive that in the spirit I intend. If the emails and the letters are any indication, we are making a difference. This is the house that love built. You come in, you feel it. I hear it. I know it. And I affirm it. And I'm warmed by it. I'm warmed by each one of you. So what do you want today? What would you gladly give up if you only could? The thing that's been with you for so long, you think, I'd be a stranger to myself without it. I have a real simple recipe. If it works for you, whatever it is, keep it. If it doesn't work for you, have the wit to let it go. We're not all the same. Different books, different authors, different ideas. They're all going to be resonant with us in some way or another. We're not a one-size-fits-all, but we all are part of the human experience and this human family, and right now in this place, this thing called unity. And we believe in unified good. We believe in collective wonder. I have yet to meet anybody in any Unity church that I've spoken at or been in that didn't want the best for themselves and their world. They may not have expressed it the best. They may want to have room to grow more, but it was always reaching positively outward and upward. That's what I love about this movement. It celebrates new life. It celebrates a brand new moment. When I golden key for myself, I always add to it the things that I want for those that are given me to minister. I want your good. I want to draw it out of you. The Latin has a word for it. It's called educare. It's not that I am teaching you anything with words. I'm pulling out of you through the words I say what is already there. Your imprisoned splendor. What could we want more than that? What a place to begin. What a stepping off point. How difficult it is to want to be able to say, I love you to someone, and you can't. You can't because of convention. You can't because it's inappropriate. I shouldn't. Don't misunderstand. We want to say, I love you to the presence inside, but we think we're too small. We've done too much that's not new. We can't get around the mountain that we created. There is no mountain to God. There is nothing too big for that presence. The only thing that's too big is for our own egos to judge that we have done something too bad, too big, too awful, too terrible. Now, I don't think anybody has done that here, but there are folks that tune in, or there have been people that I've walked into in my life, and they thought the very thing that holds them back from their greater good is the thing they can't let go of. And you know what? They don't really want to let go of it. When you want to let go of it, you will. You'll do it one way or another. Eventually, we all run out of time. It's better to do it now and enjoy the fruits of a wonderful life. It's wise to seek this because time has a way of defeating all other things. It's wise to seek your good. It's wise to seek what you need to understand and let go of, as well as embrace. When you golden key, and I hope you do, when you say, I'm going to quit thinking about the problem, and I'm going to think about the God presence inside me, I hope you remember that there is one beside you praying for you. Maybe a lot of someone's. You're tuning into the vibration of everyone thinking the same thought. Have you thought that when you pray, when whatever attitude it may be, you're resident with someone else thinking similar thoughts? That's why in some churches, when I hear prayers and they are extremely negative, the way that they approach the Spirit, I think you're really tuning into a vibration that I don't think you probably want to see manifest. That's why when I golden key, I say this or something better for the highest good of all concerned. That's my divine insurance policy. That means that Jay doesn't know everything. God can add something to it. But I can only receive what I'm ready to receive. I can only take what I can handle. This morning, enlarge the concept of yourself to fit your good. You decide for yourself what your good is. You decide for yourself what you need to let go of. But when you do this work and you begin to have a change in your life, I'd love it for you to let the rest of us know. That's what it means when we say encourage one another, uphold one another. I'm talking words right out of the New Testament. It's just I don't think they're always said in the way they were intended. We were intended to love each other, to uphold one another, and to be there for each other. That's what this church is about. That's what Pathlighters is about. That's what spiritual communities, especially 12-step groups, are about. We uphold one another in our growth. This morning, take that step into the new life that you want. And know that when you golden key, when you say, I'm going to quit thinking about whatever this is that's negative, whatever this is that's troubling me, know that when you do that, the whole power of the universe backs you up. Because God is pure love, pure spirit, pure presence. And there's nowhere you can go to flee from that presence, except by choosing not to embody it, by choosing not to express it. And I think everyone here wants to reach out for this new life. And this meditation that I'd like to do, I'm called the Golden Key Meditation. I did this in 1997 the first time. Meditation made on the Golden Key. And I thought it was pretty good because Dr. Catherine Ponder said so. And when she said something, I listened. That was the way that I felt. She's a wonderful woman. And we have some books in here that were just donated. One of them called The Prospering Power of Prayer. She was very big into prosperity. And by the way, it means so much more than money. That's part of it. But I recommend anything by Dr. Catherine Ponder. And she will go into the Golden Key in her works. I highly recommend that. She's about 98 years old right now in Palm Desert, California, and still doing well. Her life is a testament to the things that we teach, to the ideas that we embrace. May you be blessed on your path as you release that no longer works, and you reach in and take of the greater. Know that the force is with you, and that every wonderful intention of your heart that comes from a loving place is magnified by your attention. Also know it works the converse way, that when you hold on to negativity, that's magnified, and you're going to find that. We do find what we look for. Look for love. Look for love first for yourself. And when you do that, you're going to love the rest of us so much better. I hope I speak to the very best in each one of you. And I hope that you reach out for this wonderful life, and that you golden key your whole life and say, God, I'll take the new, the better, the best. You deserve it. God bless you, each one. Let's assume the position that we like to meditate in. We're aware that our feet are on the floor. Perhaps our hands and palms are upraised in our laps. And we're going to do this Golden Key meditation. We're going to clear ourselves. We clear ourselves of that we know no longer works for us. Take a few deep breaths right now. We're aware of the love that's inside us. Old blocks and patterns are breaking up inside us right now. We're aware of the presence as a beautiful, beautiful ball of golden light that center of our being, and it reaches out to touch every part of us. And in this presence, everything unlike itself falls away. Nothing can stand in the presence of this radiant love, of this warmth, of this presence. We stop in this moment and entertain the highest idea we have about God. We bring our issues, our problems, the things that hurt, into the presence of living love. And we know that we don't do this alone because the energy vibration is vibrating to everyone thinking similar thoughts in every place right now. We have the unified power behind us. We take abundantly of the healing and whether it be for our mind, our body, or emotions, we take abundantly of the healing and the peace of mind that comes with this surrender. We're in the presence of the one who loves us unconditionally and never leaves us. We feel lighter, first physically. We're aware of it emotionally. It just feels good to let go and fall back into the arms of the one that loves us. The things that no longer serve us, watch them float away. We might even attach a picture to them. Things literally coming out of us and off of us. And in that place comes new life, new love. The presence of this wonderful healing energy fills all the empty places. We're ready. We receive new life. We have a new conception of who we are. We give thanks that in this moment, we've made another choice. And the entire power of the universe and the presence of spirit within us backs us up, heals us, sets us on our way. As we release, we feel peace. And it will guide us throughout this day and this week. We give thanks for this abundant things. And so it is. Amen.
Hallelujah.
And now we come to the part of our service where it's our joy to be able to give of our abundance, knowing that as we give, we receive in abundance. We can't outgive the presence and the power of this universe. We know that it comes back to us. As it says in Malachi, bring the tithes into the storehouse and see if I won't pour you out an abundance of blessings where there's not room enough to receive it, to contain it. And we'll rebuke the devourer for your sake. And what is that? All the negativity that we may have gathered and stored. That's quite a promise. A little willingness and a gift. You know, it helps us to continue our ministry here. And we have so many things that we're offering. I will tell you about our Course in Miracles online meeting after next week. I won't be with you next week. Rick Busby will be here, a good guy. I'm going to miss you all, as I always do, but I'll take some cat time and some football time. That's one thing a minister doesn't get. Doesn't get a lot of on Sundays is football time. I'll be doing that, but I'll be thinking about you. My heart's always with you. So I know you'll make welcome Rick Busby. Right now, we're going to say our prayer for increased blessing, and it is divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I send it forth with my blessings and my love. God bless each and every one of you.
Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I send it forth with my blessings and my love.
And in my exuberance over the idea of new life, I forgot to tell you that you tuning in can send your gifts through the PayPal button at the bottom of your page, or to Unity of Boerne, P.O. Box 1973, Boerne, Texas 78006. God bless you for your gift. Thank you all. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Together we say,
The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And a special moment it was today. It may have taken an hour, it may have taken an hour and 5 minutes, it may have taken just a moment out of our lives, but it's all better when we get together and we share those feelings that we were capable of when we were born and have had in ourselves throughout our lives. Once again, I'm Thom Allen, and I'm just feeling blessed to be here in the sanctuary today for the Sunday experience. And I am feeling blessed that those of you who have joined us today are finding what you need. You know, people don't hang around where they don't feel like they are co-creators or part of the creation of the next step in their lives. And I think that's something that we share here at Unity of Boerne. So I just want to thank you for joining us with the Sunday experience today. It always starts at 11 a.m. here in the sanctuary on Scenic Loop Road in Boerne, Texas. And it always ends right about 12 o'clock. We're not a come to Jesus kind of a community or family, but it always seems that in some way or another, His presence seems to show up here as part of what people bring to service on Sunday morning. And if you're interested in finding out more about our weekend and evening services and activities, by all means, you can contact us at Unity of Boerne at yahoo.com and request an email list of what happens during this week and what's coming up, and you most certainly get an email letting you know what that is. So again, we appreciate and welcome you here into our family circle at Unity of Boerne, and we thank you for all of your different kinds of support. And until next week, we do wish that you have a most blessed, rounded, joyful, peaceful, and fulfilling week from all of us here at Unity of Boerne. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and peace in your heart.